this summer, I went to the American Library Association annual conference in Chicago.
How was it?
It was very good. It's the second time I'd been to Chicago. And when I went to the one in Philadelphia, I went to Genealogy Day there. But the one I went to in Chicago was at the Harold Washington Library. And they had a genealogy day. They had a representative from the Polish American Genealogical Society speak, and the Swedish genealogical, they have some type of organization up there for Swedish. Apparently Chicago was settled by a lot of Polish and Swedish people.
Okay.
And, during the, I guess it was the 20s and 30s, in the 1900s, a lot of African-American people moved from the South to Chicago. So the University of Chicago presented on a project they have archiving information about those people who migrated to Chicago. I know my relatives went to New York, but I guess, and I'm from Georgia, but I guess people who have roots in Alabama and Mississippi, and probably all over, but mostly Alabama and Mississippi, they went to Chicago. So that was very interesting. I really got a lot out of that. And I went to see my first presidential center. I went to the Obama Center.
Okay.
So that was very, very
Were you there
exciting.
for the grand opening? It just opened, right?
Well, it opened on Juneteenth. It was June the 19th. And the conference was the following week.
Okay.
But I tell you, braving that train platform and riding on the train was kind of difficult for this woman of a certain age.
Yeah.
But I had a wonderful time. I spent way too much money in the gift shop, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't get a chance to go into the museum because obviously the tickets are sold out for months and months and months. But they have a lot for you to do there. The Chicago Public Library is on campus. They have a cafeteria. There are meeting rooms. There's a recording studio like this. There is a music studio because apparently they want to do outreach into the community to do things. There's a basketball gymnasium.
Nice.
There's picnic areas. There's a track and field area. There's also a playground for children.
Okay.
There were lines everywhere. Lines to take pictures with the statues of Obama, of President Obama and Mrs. Obama. There was a line to take pictures in front of the statue. There was a line to get into the library. There was a line to get into the gift shop.
It would be like that for a while.
There's a cafeteria on the inside. There was a line to get into the cafeteria, but it still was enjoyable. And they have a Eleanor Roosevelt garden, fruit and vegetable garden.
Nice.
There's flowers everywhere. It's a very calming place, a wonderful place to go and spend time with your family, even without going into the museum. We had a really nice time. So I recommend it. And so my next presidential library will be closer. I said, I'm going to make this a thing.
Okay. All right.
All right. You ready to get started?
Ready to get started.
Okay.
You got my questions and you don't want to guess. I got a recommendations and that I can suggest. Yes, this library questions that are part of the quest. Here's Beryl and Laura with instruction request.
Hi, Ospreys. My name is Lauren Odom, and I am the instruction librarian.
And I'm Beryl White-Bing. I am the virtual learning librarian.
And we are
Instruction Request,
where we talk about common research questions, helpful resources,
and immersive technology contained in the Thomas G. Carpenter Library. All right.
Okay, so to get started, we're going to start with the research question of the day.
Okay.
And as always, I don't give any identifying information. This is a question that came through our library chat. And someone said, I need help finding a primary research article about the conservation of coral reef in marine biology. Okay. And into that, I have two databases that I would actually recommend, and these are actually separate from the databases we're going to cover today, which, by the way, we didn't talk about what we were talking about. Today, we're talking about biology resources.
Yeah, we are talking about biology.
Biology resources in the library. So two of the databases that I would recommend, especially for trying to find primary resources for this kind of research, is the Earth, Atmospheric, and Aquatic Science Collection database and the Environment Complete database. Both of those databases would be useful for finding primary resources for.
Well, when you say Environmental Complete, that kind of makes me think of
that's an
EBSCO.
Yeah, that's an EBSCO database.
So that means the interface would be the same across all of the EBSCO databases or ecosystem, I guess you could say.
Yes.
So that's probably good to search.
Yeah, and which we'll talk about shortly when we go over the biology resources. There is another EBSCO database that I recommend that falls under biology. So EBSCO is that's personally my heart because it's just so much you can get there. I love.
Well, I like different
EBSCO
ones for
databases.
different reasons, but
Yeah.
I do like EBSCO because the interface is so user friendly.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
after they changed it, which is not my favorite, but I do
Yeah.
still like it.
And they changed it again because I think they're also offering some type of AI agent that uses the large language model to search. So,
Yes, it is.
which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for our students because they have access to evaluated sources outside of the gigantic ocean of internet. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, what's happening in instruction?
What's happening in instruction is, as always, you can schedule a research consultation if you would like to meet with a librarian. You can meet with us one-on-one, or you can come in groups if you need. And this is something that we mentioned in a previous episode for our students or our faculty members. When you have an assignment that's a requirement, if you're required to meet with a librarian, you can come in groups. You guys can meet. You can meet in groups via Zoom. We can set that up, or you can come together to meet us in person if you like. So that's very
And we have
important.
that new consultation station.
We have a new consultation
Yes,
station.
the consultation station is right next to the virtual learning center on the third floor of the library. And when you schedule your research consultation, if it's in person, then the librarian will meet you at the desk at the virtual learning center. And if the consultation station is available, you'll go in there. If you're feeling like that's too closed in and you need more space, they can come into the virtual learning center. Of course, I'm going to do mine in my office, which is in the virtual learning center. But you can also request your consultation to be online, which Lauren mentioned would be in Zoom. But just make sure you know that, for those assignments that, especially at the beginning of the semester, where you have been assigned to meet with a librarian and ask a certain set of questions, you all can do those as a group.
Right.
You can schedule a research consultation and all 5 of you, 6 of you can come into the group and we'll be able to help you like that. Or you can meet up with one person and ask a bunch of questions
Right.
in the virtual learning center. And how you find out how to meet with a librarian, you go to the library's website, and if you go to the hours, and I'm going to go to it right here, you won't be able to see it, but you can call us. You can chat with us via chat. You can also send a text. There's a telephone number here for you to text us. And then, of course, you can also ask a librarian via email. So if you go to the library's website at unf.edu/library, click on the library hours section, and how to contact us will be there. Okay. All right.
Right. And we have some instruction requests that have already started coming in for classes for fall. It's August, so I'm sure those will pick up.
Okay.
So first, I wanted to talk about the Biology Library Guide, and this you can access from the main library website by scrolling down the page. There's an icon for LibGuide under Quick Links, and then I chose Biology from the menu there. And this is just going to go over some of the resources that you can use to do biology-related research. So you have your tab for one search, then you have your tab for your biology databases, and of course, anytime you use a source to support your research, you have to cite it. So we have that citation page there with the resources for whatever format that you need.
I wonder if I can get somebody to add a VR source there, and then I can put the VR resources I'm going to talk about in there. We'll see.
So the first database that I chose is the Biological Science Collection. This is actually a ProQuest database, and it says that the subject coverage, my apologies, is zoology. So if you're doing that kind of research, then this is going to be useful to you. And it does include biology, anatomy, biotechnology, biochemistry, ecology, some of those other branches of science. I think they just wanted to kind of highlight that.
I think ProQuest is pretty easy to use as well.
Zoology, yeah.
And right there where you see change database up there underneath Biological Science Collection, you can search multiple databases just like you can in the EBSCO ecosystem.
Oh,
So
very nice.
yeah, so this is a very good database provider.
Yeah, we have several ProQuest databases the same way that we have multiple EBSCO databases. So that's always a nice feature when you can do one search and search within multiple databases in one search.
Many times I will search not just that specific database, but I'll also search their very general database at the same time.
Nice. Okay. This one is ScienceDirect. I actually cut off the ScienceDirect logo accidentally. I don't know why I did that, but this one is called ScienceDirect. So if you go to the database list on the library website, go to database list, under the subjects drop-down menu for biology, it's going to give you a list of those databases that are relevant to biology research. And these databases are the top 3 located in that recommended box. And so you will see ScienceDirect, and that's what this is. I don't know why I did that, but my apologies, everyone. But you can search peer-reviewed journal articles and book chapters within this particular database. Yeah. And then lastly that I want to highlight is this database called the Company of Biologists, and it features 5 specialist journals. So you can look within the journals inside of the database for these areas of research. So you have development, the Journal of Cell Science, the Journal of Experimental Biology, Disease Models and Mechanisms, and Biology Open. So check those databases out when you're needing to do your biology research.
Okay. So let's talk about what's happening in the VLC. We are currently recruiting for VR Club members.
Okay.
So if you are interested in coming to the VLC, we have weekly meetups. It's usually a couple of hours once a week where we get together and play VR games. You have access to not only the library's Steam account, you'll also have access to the club's VR account. And we have several games like Walkabout Mini Golf, we have Beat Saber, we have Breachers, Veil, several different games that the VR Club has. And you also have access to the library's Steam account. Plus, you can log into your own Steam account in the VLC. So you have access to many games. We have high-powered computers there that can handle gaming. You get hand-on experience. Those of you who are new to VR, feel free to come by and come meet some people and make some new friends. You know, freshmen new on campus, stop by the VLC and make it your home. Hopefully you can see this. It's kind of bright. But these are our hours of operation, Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday 1 to 5. Our hours have not changed. These are going to be our hours ongoing as long as we can. And faculty and staff, you are welcome to, as well as students. So let's talk about our biological VR that we have. We have one called Looking Inside Cells. It's a set of interactive virtual reality simulations, learning about cellular biology. Users can build cells by arranging their organelles as well as transform them into specialized cells like red blood cells or E. coli, that type of thing. The CDC has created a couple of VR experiences. One is called Biosafety Cabinet Edition. And what this one does, after you complete the course, you can identify major parts of a Class 2 biological lab. And you can demonstrate how to maintain positive airflow, how to prepare for work in a biological lab, and safe work practices in a biological lab. This is the body VR. The body VR is a really kind of fun view of your blood system. And all of those, it identifies all the different parts of your blood. Like right there, you see leukocyte. And there's all different types of things that are in your blood, and it takes you through the flow of blood and what different things are and how your white blood cells come to fight when things happen to you. So the body VR is very good for biology.
It's like the VR version of the Magic School Bus.
Yes, the VR version of the Magic School Bus, and you're inside the body.
Yeah.
InCell is a game that teaches, and it's the opportunity to learn more about cell microstructure, different organelles and their roles in cell vitality. So that's InCell. And then, of course, Nanome. Nanome, we normally think of Nanome as a biochemistry or a chemistry database, and we have a license for Nanome. So it is collaborative, so you can experience life at the molecular level. Mm-hmm. And if you wanted to bring your whole class in and view some type of organelle like E. coli or maybe COVID, mm-hmm. or whatever, I don't know biology, but whatever you wanted to view, you can use Nanome to do that. So those are the biological. In addition to anatomy, I do have some anatomy things.
Yes.
So anatomy VR experiences. Plus, we, as usual, I also have, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of it. Begins with a C.
You say it all the time.
I know it. I can't think of it. But anyway, we have over 100 VR experiences. So feel free to browse our LibGuide or email me at libraryvr@unf.edu. I have yet to find a topic that I have not been able to find something to be able to serve faculty or students or staff who needed to have something.
Right. So what are we talking about next episode?
Next episode, we're going to be talking about religion. Can I tell you a funny story before we go? Do I have time?
No, ma'am.
I don't have time?
No,
oh,
ma'am.
okay. All right.
Well, thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Instruction Request podcast. Remember, if you need research support, you can always schedule a research consultation or you can schedule
an instruction request. Ooh.